Yeah, it definitely looks like that, and that's a great idea, really, because if you're going to be wrestling all the time, like she says she's gonna, you got to kind of implement that into your style.
Yep. So overall, so again, I'm going to give this a 4 stars. Almost got the a little bit more, but this was solid. Um, Definitely better than I thought it was going to be. A great debut for Ronda Rousey. Matt, how do you sum it up? This match just going over 20 minutes on a submission ending.
Yeah, got to agree. Yeah, 4 stars for me. I feel like if this was where it should have been, and The Rock was their tag team partner, which we were building up, a while ago, a few years ago, then this could have even been hitting really high, like could have been 4.5 to 5 even.
Yeah, just to mention about The Rock as well. That page thing, how many more times were they going to put that on? Oh, bloody hell. It's like, by the time he gets to the film, I'm going to be absolutely sick and tired of it. Like, stop doing that, like once is enough. Yeah, he must have put it on like at least 2 or 3 times, including the pre-shows. Like, bloody hell. So, yeah, very, very impressive beginning. And, like Matt said, he sees Charlotte. I mean, potentially, Matt, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair next year, possibly. Would that be a big enough match for the first ever main event for a women? You reckon?
That's where I'd put my money. I'd put it
Yeah,
on them too,
yeah.
because I think Rousey's going to have quite a build from this point on now.
Fair enough, fair enough. So yeah, interesting times for her going ahead. Also, just want to make a note that the cameras did pick up Dana White.
Yeah,
Saw him at the end there. Thought, oh, blimey! But
I feel like he was loving it.
yeah, he was, wasn't he? He was tweeting all the way through. He was like, "Man, I've never seen anything as big as this. This is nuts. Why is everyone chanting these weird things?" And like, yeah, he'd never been to a WWE event since he was a kid, so it must have been quite a shock to the system. But I think they let him in backstage, which is cool. I mean, I could just imagine him and Vince McMahon somewhere like, especially after he said he got that phone call from Vince about 6-7 years ago, where he just said, "I want to fight you." He was like, "What? You and me in a cage match?" Just out of the blue, "I want to fight you." Fantastic. Only Vince McMahon could deliver lines like that, of course. So yeah, very impressive, and yeah, at this point, again, I thought, 4 matches. This one's picked up from the last one, definitely after the US, and we're on a good track. At this point, I'm really enjoying WrestleMania as a show. Then we get the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, Matt, with the Usos, the New Day, and of course the Bludgeon Brothers, and they were the odds-on least favourite by an absolute mile. I didn't really enjoy this match for me, Matt. I got to say, like I said in the preview, kind of the Bludgeon Brothers seem like really the outsiders in this. I'm just kind of like, I've seen them repackaged into this position so many times that I just don't know if I want to keep seeing it. I'm guessing from this result, Matt, that there's a chance that the Authors of Pain would be like potential rivals for them. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah. What did you make of the match, Matt? I mean, it was a little bit. I know you got to have these matches in between, but I just wish it would have been the Usos and the New Day.
Yeah, it totally reminded me of the Fatal 4-Way, just chaos. I mean, what did we get, like dancing pancakes? I'm like,
Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm glad you
God.
picked that up. Yeah, we had little people coming out doing that. And then we had like the yeah. I mean, I like the New Day for that, but like I said, it just didn't seem to fit. Like, I mean, what was actually supposed to go on in the match, like, and yeah, I mean, I think all of these guys are amazing, including you know Eric Rowan's and Luke Harper, no doubt about it. But like, I'm just at this point, I'm just thinking, surely there's something better for these two. But what did you make of the result, Matt? Was you shocked as I was?
Yeah, I was pretty shocked actually. Even though some people have said this was going to happen, I didn't believe it. I thought for sure, Usos have been so dominant and proved themselves so well that they should definitely hold on to those titles. And even if they needed to change hands, do it in a 2-on-2 environment. I know they got kind of protected because they didn't technically get pinned. But still, the New Day, they look kind of inconsequential in this match. it looked like they didn't really get to show off anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it was all just so rushed. They wanted to get this over and done with so they could move on to the next segment.
Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm a bit of a fan of the Usos. I've enjoyed their newer stuff since they've been here. I just wish they would have, it could have been a decent moment for them. But yeah, they've obviously gone with these guys. I've given this 2 stars for me. You, Matt?
Yeah, I think you're about right there. 2 stars.
It's a shame.
There was nothing special about it at all.
Yeah, it's a shame. But again, everyone is saying that WrestleMania is far too long. I think they could cut an hour out of this easily by just not having some of these matches on. And I know it's all about getting as many people on as you can, but I just feel like WrestleMania should be a time of the year where you've got to have a real purpose to get on the card. And if you haven't, then you're not getting on, basically. But I feel here this is just like something where we've got to have this a tag team match, so this is what you're getting as a bit of filler. But yeah, I mean, I guess people could argue against it and say, well, it sets up the pacing of it a bit better after the Rousey stuff, so it does serve a purpose. I'm guessing, but I just think there's other things they could do other than matches as well. So. Now this leads us to the other shenanigans, Matt, where we have John Cena coming back out in his wrestling gear, and he says at the top, he's here, and he comes down, the lights go out, and then all of a sudden, of course, Elias comes in. I've got to say, I really liked this. I know it sounds a bit strange. I actually enjoyed the fact that he got so much heat when he was doing that, and he was carrying himself so well. He is one of the few guys that is particularly confident on that mic. He doesn't rush things. He takes his time, and I love it how he uses that line, just shut your mouths, and then does what he does. Like I thought, man, people were pissed when he came out instead of Undertaker at first, and I thought, if I'm being honest, I'd rather him. I know it sounds ridiculous. I'd rather see him in a match, like a big match. But I think this is better than probably the Battle Royal for him. If I'm being honest, it's probably better than being on the pre-show, and I think it's probably better for him than being with Braun Strowman in the tag team part, because I think solo he's got a lot going for him, and this guy is super talented, and there's that look about him, Matt, that Vince McMahon. I think he would see something with this guy, and I think the way they're going with him. I know people were saying, "Oh, he didn't do that much, and he just got smacked around by Cena." But trust me, when you get that position, sometimes it does work out good for you. So I enjoyed the heat that he got. Matt, what did you make of the Elias part, and obviously seeing him in this role? Pretty much cemented that he wasn't going to be the partner later for Braun for me, but him coming out in this spot.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad showing. I feel like, at least he got some recognition, and I think that's what people like most about him, isn't it? The bit before he gets in the ring. I mean, he's a solid wrestler, that's for sure, but they like to hate him. They like to get that point where you can boo him. So that's good. He's definitely making himself one of the top heels in the company, because he's definitely getting some heat, especially coming out and depriving them of what they thought they were going to see the Undertaker at the time.
Yeah, and then we get John Cena absolutely sulking like a baby, don't we, for a little while? Like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to go and sit in the crowd while Elias sings. And then because Elias starts singing about him, he gets the arm, goes in, as beats him up, and then Cena again storms off as if he's going back up the rampway, and then all of a sudden, Matt, we have to. I mean, as wrestling fans, because my friends, the UFC fans, are like, what the hell is this? I'm like, oh Christ, here we go. You've got to suspend your disbelief for about the next 10 minutes, because we get this. We see what he left the year before, Matt. We get the hat and the jacket, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. Yep, they're going that way. Oh God. So it wasn't the biker Undertaker, Matt. We get, of course, the original Undertaker from last year, and down comes the Undertaker, Matt. Literally, big pop. Not going to doubt that. He did get a big pop. I think people were happy to see him. Of course, look, I want to just say this. I'm one of the biggest Undertaker fans. Trust me, I grew up on this guy. I love the Undertaker, but I just was like, holy shit! Like he's literally going to put that gear back on, and that's it. We're back to that. Like I know they sort of drew to that spot last year, and that was to, I guess, get people over that part. But I'm thinking, Christ, like really? And we not only get that match, but we get a match. John Cena versus The Undertaker. Matt, I'm going to let you start this one off because I was lost for words in some of this. But what did you think of it, Matt? And what did you think of the way they played this out? Now that because it's one of those things, until you get to the night, you think, you've got to wait till the end product to see if this has all been worth it. But the way they've played this out, Matt, the whole feud, was it worth what happened at the end? Like, did Vince get whatever he was looking for, do you think, here?
Oh, this is so bad. I'm probably going to get people hating me for the way I'm going to describe this. It's just, I've said so many times, like, with that thing that happened last year, I had made my peace. I thought, that's that version of The Undertaker laid to rest at least, He's done it so well, so poetically, Everyone's got tremendous respect for that. I spent 8 months thinking, that was it. I was like paying my respects for that time, getting over it. And some people invest into wrestling this heavily.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
Oh yeah, I was so emotional last year.
Yeah, I was upset about that, and now he comes back and he's wearing the same old gear. I just kind of feel like, hey, old man, don't slap me in the face. And it's like, Michael Cole comes out and he's like, he's so fast. Look at him, he's better than ever. I'm thinking, no, he ain't. Don't lie to me. Don't try and lie. And he was in great shape. He looked good. He did look good, but he was not going to put on any great matches anymore. I think that time is done, and that was shown in this because this match was diabolical. What was this? John Cena's supposed to be one of the greatest of all time. Undertaker's supposed to be one of the greatest of all time. People have been waiting 15 years for this match, and it was awful.
15 years. Yeah, I mean, most of the emails we got was like, we love seeing The Undertaker, but John Cena, like, this is the thing. You think of, I know people think John Cena's old and that he's getting told, but let's put it in terms like this. What is Cena like? Nearly late 30s? Is he 40 now? Is he 40s?
Yeah, 40, yeah.
Okay, well, most guys, like, even Brett in 97 was 40, and he's still in it, and Shawn Michaels. There are guys that still went on in their 40s. So John Cena, really, although it's only because he's been at the top for so long from a young age that we think of him that way. But you think of a guy in his status, man, and you think, blimey, he's really sold this one for The Undertaker. And like, for anybody that says John Cena doesn't job for people, is absolutely wrong. John Cena does. He's been doing it, I think, a bit too often for my liking. But he's done it for Brock a while ago. He completely sold the hell out of that for him. And again, you can't. You got to say John Cena. I'm sure he is very respectful of The Undertaker and all the rest of it. But I was like, for his character's sake, I was like, geez, that was so fast. But at the same time, I didn't want it to be too long, this match. I didn't feel it needed to be that long because there's been no build to it. So that wouldn't have been too great. But it would have been different if somebody else had have challenged The Undertaker like this, Matt. And I think I would have felt different about it if it was over this fast. If it was like, say, Elias, for instance, I would have probably bought that a little bit more. But the fact that it was John Cena, I was like, holy hell. And a lot of people were saying, are they just going to have a confrontation and set this up next year? Kind of wish they had have done that because I think they would have got a lot more oomph out of it. Do you know what I mean? Going into next year. Now, not saying that can't still happen because you never know. John Cena might say, well, my career's going on the line this time if I don't beat you. But I've got a feeling John Cena's not going anywhere until he has a shot at beating Ric Flair's record. I think that's the story he will end on. Whether his career or the title, I think it's going to bear on that. So unless The Undertaker can get that belt at some point, I don't see that being the rematch. But very, very odd. Obviously, mixed emotions for me about The Undertaker because, yes, I'm a huge Undertaker fan. It was great to see him. But again, I just don't get the whole thing of last year. I don't know who's to blame. Is that Vince McMahon? Is that Undertaker? I have no idea. But like, we know he had to have surgery. Now, obviously, that's gone well. Obviously, very well, because here we've got him back again. But obviously, now he's won, Matt. It is now like he's going to be around a lot longer than what we thought. Because